I'm very excited as I am joined in the studio by James and Andy. Hi guys.
Hiya.
Hello. How are you doing? Okay.
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Wonderful, thank you.
Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
Awesome. So, why don't you introduce yourselves, let everybody know who you are and what you're doing here?
Yeah, I'm James, and I run a part-time comedy club in Weymouth called Heckle and Squelch Comedy, and I tend to put events on every few months around the town. And a lot of what I do with it is obviously it's for fun. I don't take it too seriously, but it is for fun, and I try and help some charities along the way because it's good for them, it's good for the club, and so my next event's coming up, and that's why we're here to chat about it, which is great. So thanks for having us in.
That's great. So that's James, and then we've got Andy.
Yeah, hi. I'm Andy Price. I run the Veterans Hub Weymouth and Portland, which is effectively a community project in Wyke. We've got a community cafe. Our primary focus or goal is to support armed forces veterans and their family members, and we do that, as I said, through a community cafe, and also we've got a large therapeutic area that comprises a gym, allotments, a sort of relaxation stroke sensory garden, a therapy room, a reading area. So and that's what we do, but and we rely on things like this as well to keep us running, because we are a non-profit organisation and we struggle to get funding, but we have a massively high amount of service users, 80 plus families rely on us for support, and we actually, it's not just armed forces veterans and their families we support. We've found, as we've been going only for a year now, that the community cafe we've got supports people from all walks of life. Our whole sort of goal down there is to reduce social isolation and the stigma that surrounds mental health, and we do that by baking cakes, making coffees, and telling bad jokes.
Very bad jokes.
Yeah, horrendous jokes actually.
Make a mean sausage sandwich as well.
That's not a joke, is it?
No, you do it. No, you do. It's it. Yeah. No innuendo there.
That's what the comedy night is going to be supporting, is it?
It's supporting the hub, the Veterans Hub. It's also sort of co-supporting another military charity called Pilgrim Bandits, which they can't be here today because they're based elsewhere. And within the military community, they're very well respected and a really well thought of charity. And what they do is they take veterans as well. People have been injured in war, amputees, people are struggling with mental health issues, and when these people lose those aspects of their lives, they get them in groups and they say, right, we're going to do something. We're going to show you there's more to life than what's happened to you. Yeah. And they plan expeditions, and the expeditions go all over the world, and they don't really ask for anything. They just say, look, do what you can, bit of fundraising. We will fund your trip, and an example of this is I recently went with them to Norway on a 6-day trip, myself with about 11 or 12 hours in total, and we spent 5 days canoeing down a fjord, wild camping. And initially, when I was put forward for the trip and I was asked to sort of raise money, I said, well, how much money shall I raise? And they said, can you do 50 quid? I was like, 50 quid? And you're paying for this? And then I'll try and do as much as I can. So we went away for a week, and they didn't ask for anything. And I've went with a couple of amputee guys, people with depression, anxiety, PTSD, this, that, the other, and it was inspiring. It was absolutely fantastic. So the work both of these charities do, the Hub and Pilgrims, is something that I think, well, actually, I'd like to give something back and help with my comedy night, just to raise a bit of money for them, because anything that comes in at all is better than nothing, isn't it? So from that point of view, it's why not do it with have a bit of fun?
Definitely.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
So you're going to tell me a little bit more about the comedy night and what's going to be happening. I have got James and Andy in the studio with me, and you're going to tell me all about your charity night that's coming up.
Yeah, why not?
So what is it?
So I'm putting on I've put on, how many shows up on? It must be 6 or 7, mostly in the White Smugglers and within the function room at the back, and they've been really supportive across the board because they do a lot of fundraising of sorts for military charities. They do it anyway. Okay. They're really good. So I've put about 5 or 6 of these on there, and I book several comedians, usually 5 comedians, with a professional comedian as the headliner. They come from all over the country, so I've got the guys that are coming on this one are from London, down in Plymouth, and 3 from London and 2 from down the West Country, further down south. And I tend to just make a real event of it. So I don't. It's not. I don't. I'm biased because I put it on, but I don't personally think it's a stereotypical comedy night, because I do sketches, silly games. I organise a raffle to help raise money for the charities, and I've sort of set a bit of a precedence for myself because I do different sketches every show. I think there's an expectation I've got to keep doing that. So I've already got in my mind what my next sketch is going to be. I'm trying to prepare it, and I think it's going to be really. I personally think it's going to be really funny.
As long as you can make yourself laugh.
As long as you can make yourself laugh, that's what it counts. Yeah. So yeah, the last one I can't even talk about the last sketch I did because it's probably not appropriate for this time of day on air. But I did the one before. I've done like a silly mind reading game, and just try to raise a few £100 for the charities whilst I'm doing it. So it's good.
I like that because it sounds a little bit more intimate than sort of when I've gone to comedy nights or something. It's sort of somebody with a microphone, and that's kind of you're in the audience. This is a bit more interactive.
Well, on the last one, I started the show. I went to go to the charity shop and I found some horrendous clothes, and I found like a 1990s Mr. Motivator bodysuit.
Oh wow!
Yeah, was it? Did you find it in the charity shop, or was it actually?
I went to bought it back. I went
to
thought, oh, where's my Mr. Motivator charity suit? I put it in the charity shop. Why have you done that?
Did you find that it still fit as well?
It was a little bit tight, if I'm honest with you. Yeah. And what I did was, I think I got the Prodigy. I opened. I was hiding in the kitchen of the pub. I was fully Mr. Motivator with shades on and glow sticks, this, that, the other. And then I raved to the stage. I mean, I'm in my 40s. I shouldn't be doing that. You can imagine the amount of cod liver oil I'd take the next day through injury. But it was great. So it was just really good fun.
I love it. That's great, especially when you think it just makes it so much more engaging as well. And I think it gives people a really good idea as to kind of what they could expect from the night. It's not, if you're going to come out with a Mr. Motivator outfit on, I mean, who knows what's going to happen the next time?
No, and I do really bad magic as well. So I tried to make an elephant appear on the stage, but it didn't work because I didn't have an elephant. But no, it was great. So the next one's things that in the back of my head, I'm sorting it all out for the next sort of sketch, and we'll see. You have to see. People have to turn up to see what I'm going to do and what the acts are like.
Definitely. So you've got a number of comedians coming on.
Yeah, I've got my headliner. He goes by the character name President Bonjo. He portrays himself as a military dictator from the I think it's the Democratic Republic of Laughter.
I like it.
Yeah, he's on YouTube, and he's quite. Yeah, he's I don't say he's family friendly, but he's certainly got adult themes. But I don't want to say too much because I just personally think he's really, really good. I tend to have a variety of acts of different styles and tastes. So one-liner acts I've used before. I've used musical acts. They're really good. I've got there's a lady here called Frank Hissling. She's not giving too much away, she's from Switzerland, and her act is very stereotypical of the Swiss, and that's her routine that she brings up. And then we've got an act, Dave Moran, who goes by the character name Anti-During Battalion. I got no idea what that means, but he's a character. He's a character comedian. And Dave Arnold, which is he's our opening act, and his tagline, so to speak, for his promotion is he's one of the most affordable acts on the circuit, which I thought was really good.
I like it.
Yeah. So it was good.
So you've also got quite a variety of acts on the stage during the night.
Yeah. So I'll get on stage at the beginning and tell what it's all about. I usually tell about the charities, say why we're doing it, what the reason is for. Then I'll bring on maybe someone representative from the charity might come on at the beginning and just say a few words, or maybe at the end they'll say thank you. And I'll have a couple of acts and a break, so everyone can go to the bar and get themselves some drinks, something to eat, and then it's 2 more acts, and then after the break I'll do a game of some description, or a sketch. So the first, and people can potentially win prizes. Doesn't necessarily mean the good prizes, but someone won a vegan meal for one the other year.
It.
Yeah, it was just a Swede.
You're not going to have like a couple wanting a vegan meal, are you?
A couple want a vegan meal for 2.
Yeah,
it's 2 Swedes then.
That's it.
But there's nothing wrong with vegan meals. There's nothing wrong with Swedes either.
There isn't. True.
But it was just silliness, and then 2 more acts. Then the next break, then I'll do my sketch or whatever that might be. Audience participation as well. So I randomly pick people, usually throwing a ball into the audience, and it gets bounced around and that sort of thing. And then the final headlining act. and then sometimes have a sing along at the end. This, that, the other. So,
I love it.
Yeah, it is really good.
So what's your go-to sing-along song?
The national anthem, in my opinion, of comedy is "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life" by Monty Python. So I think that should be, when that comes on anyway, you should just stand and hold your chest, hand across the heart, and just sing that, because it's just a great tune.
Fantastic! I love it. That's great. And it sounds like you've got so many things going on during the evening. I like the fact that you said that you mentioned there were games, the people who out for prizes, lots of different things that you can get involved with.
Well, we also, because we do the raffle, I always try and get certain things. So I've already been given some raffle prizes by different people. One's I've got some beautiful ceramic homemade art, which a lady I know makes, called Belinda Sales, and she's got a little Facebook page which she makes like portraits of something. I can't describe it. It's all animals. It's stunning artwork. I've got hairdressing vouchers. I've got some sort of hypnotherapy voucher to give out. Usually get you the stereotypical bottles of beer or alcohol, this, that, the other, or might have asked someone to make me a cake if they can. Just anything really, and we still need a few more. So if anyone wants to donate anything, that'd be wonderful. But it's great.
And who doesn't love a raffle?
Who doesn't love a raffle?
Everyone loves a raffle.
Definitely.
Everyone does.
Yeah. So how can people get involved? Where can they get tickets?
Well, they can get tickets from the hub, can't they?
They certainly can, yeah. So just come down to that's the same for the raffle prizes, actually. So if anyone wants to donate something, they can just bring it down to the hub and we'll look after it. And if we like it, we'll keep it. And if we don't like it, we'll stick it into the raffle.
Love it. Yeah. You can bet everything before it goes out.
We could do, that's right, yeah.
You've got Tessa on.
We've got the tickets can be bought in the hub as well. So, or through you, I think.
So I got tickets. So basically, if you go onto the Facebook page, Heckle and Squelch Comedy, there's an events tab. The events is quite self-explanatory. It's Saturday, 5th of October. Click on that, and there's usually links through to buy tickets from there. My contact number's on there at the bottom of it, so you can phone me or text me. Also, if you go into the White Smugglers, there's tickets behind the bar there, and also the website. So Heckle and Squelch Comedy website. Go in, click tickets, follow it through, and
what's the website?
Heckle and Squelch Comedy. www.heckleSquelchComedy.co.uk.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So just to remind everybody again, it's happening on October the 5th.
Yeah, Saturday, October the 5th. So it's not this weekend, the weekend after, and the doors open 7:30. The show starts at 8.
Okay.
And it usually finishes about 10:30.
Great.
Yeah. Sometimes it runs over. Depends on how much I want to get rattle on.
Yeah. So, you've done this? Is not the first one you've done. You've done this a few times.
No. I've been doing it for about 4 years now. I think it's a hobby. I think it was when my midlife crisis started. I thought, what can I do? I can't ride a motorbike, so I thought, and I'm not even particularly funny. I just thought, I'll give it a go. So I enjoy the promotion side of it. I enjoy getting the acts in. So I do it for the experience. I'm learning to try and be funny, brushing up on my personality. So I've done it about 4 or 5 years. So I've hosted, most of them have been at White Smugglers, but I've done one in Portland, which I'm doing. I'm doing 2 of these. I'm doing one in Portland in November at the Concert Con Club, on Eastern, and I did one there at the beginning of the year as well. And then I do the Dorchester Cider Festival Comedy Tent as well. And it's all these are free. The cider tent at Dorchester's on the Cider Festival. Sorry, the comedy tent is free. And if anyone wants to make a donation, it all goes to charity there as well. That's once a year. Yeah. And then if anyone fancied a comedy night or wanted me to do something for them, I can arrange it, you see. All they need to do is get in contact with me, and I can see what I can do for a reasonable price.
Yeah. So what is it about comedy that interested you to get involved in it?
Do you know what? I think it was... I've always been a bit of a joker, and when I was through things of growing up, I was always had this nickname of ADHD boy.
I like it.
Yeah, and it sort of stuck, and sometimes you just you think you're funny than you actually are, which I can totally understand, but I just enjoy it. I can't sing, I can't dance. Occasionally I can make people laugh every now and then, and it was just something that I enjoy. I love watching comedy. I've got my favourite comedians are like Russell Kane. I love him. He's absolutely brilliant. And I like Tim Vine. I like one-liner comedy. I like there's a probably lesser known comedian called comedy duo called Raymond and Mr. Timpkins, which are a double act musical prop comedians, and they basically mash loads of songs together and reenact stuff, and they're just hilarious. And I just thought that looks like good fun. I want to give that a go. So I do my own sort of version of it, my own way.
That's great, especially that you found something that you're really interested in.
Yeah.
And like you said, maybe it's not something that you're very experienced in, but it's a passion that you
it's nothing that I'm good at.
And through doing this, you're kind of growing that experience and the of developing it yourself.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've really built up quite a great community with Heckle and Squelch.
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think it's getting the name is getting around the town. I'd like to think people I'd like to say, because there's lots of comedy all over the place, you know. It's I just want to do my own thing, my own brand, my own little unique style of it, and put on a good night. So, but it's not as if I'm making thousands upon thousands of pounds to give to do what I can.
Yeah.
You know, I made 3 years ago, I gave the takings for one of the nights to the Kingfish Award, which was, you know, it was quite nice, really. They're really appreciative. But you know,
well, things like this, every little bit
helps.
It does, yeah. And we can't. You did a little advert for Tesco.
I wasn't sure if we could say what supermarket it was.
No, but are we allowed to?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
Tesco's brilliant shop there. But you can't overemphasise how every little bit does help, actually, because for instance, if you look at our organisation, as in what we do down in Wyke and across Dorset, really, we live from month to month, literally month to month. We have to keep going, but as long as we need to cover our rent, we need to cover the overheads. We now employ someone. One of the service users is now our first employee, and we've got volunteers. So we're always looking for ways to get money in. If someone gives you £1 or they give you £200, that really does make a difference to us. We can never overemphasise that. So
tell me a little bit more about the Veterans Hub.
Okay, first of all, make it clear, we're not a charity yet, we're a community interest company. I need to say that just to stop any confusion for anyone who's thinking of supporting us. But the Veterans Hub is essentially a community peer support project. We originally came into being because we wanted to find a way to support armed forces veterans and their families that were going through difficult times. That came from my own experiences. I was diagnosed in 2017 with PTSD, depression, anxiety. The majority of that was service related. Myself and my partner found it incredibly hard to find the correct support, the correct help, locally. Right. So a good friend of mine who I'd served with suggested that I reach out to see if anyone else in the community is going through similar issues to me, because I'm not trying to sort of demean anyone's understanding of mental health, but I'm not the only one going through it. But when you're struggling, you feel like you are the only one going through it. Yeah. Okay, so I felt massively isolated. I went to take my own life. I was self-harming quite drastically, drinking too much, etc., etc. But I took the advice of my friend and I reached out. I started doing little videos of myself on social media, talking about my experiences, and we basically took up a venue. It's a Dorset Abilities group in Weymouth, thing run by Luke Tomlin, really good organisation. I've known Luke for a while, and I said, can I use your venue once a week for 2 hours? He said, crack on. We said we'd do a drop-in evening just for brews, cakes and that, and on the first night we had 15 people walk through the door. Really? Which was really unexpected. And it took up from there, really, and I guess I always imagined it would just be once a week we all get together, have a brew, talk to each other, support each other in any way we can, maybe do a bit of signposting, etc., etc. And unfortunately in 2018, in the period of 1 week, it was 4 suicides locally, all veterans. Really? Wow. One of the guys was using our service, and it just really hit home, how little support there is out there, and especially when you have that many people in just one area do that. And I know it's not just veterans who are in that state, but you have to bear in mind that's my background, so that's what I'm looking at. So myself and another guy called Darren decided to take the project full time. We put everything into taking over a small cafe in Wyke, and we've turned that into the Veterans Hub Community Cafe. It was open to the public because we need to fund the place. We're largely self-funded. So we said, okay, we're going to make coffees, we're going to make cakes, not make coffees, we're going to pour coffee, make cakes, make burgers, do it all homemade on the premises, just to keep the overheads going. And then, for the first week of opening, we were overwhelmed by the amount of people in the community that are struggling and need some kind of support, whether it's social isolation, it's just people going through rough times, it's financial issues, whatever it is. People coming in there and just coming in there to relax and unwind, and also meet people from similar backgrounds who weren't going to judge them. So we made a conscious decision as a group of veterans and family members to always make sure the cafe's available to everyone. We won't turn anyone away from the place if we can help it. I would say sort of 55-60% of everything that goes across the counter is either free or heavily discounted, because we don't want anyone not to come in just because they haven't got any money. Okay.
Yeah.
We work with, if one of the local taxi firms, Wayline Taxis for instance, they provide for free transport for our service users if they can't get to us back and forth. Okay, we got guys that we feed every day, guys that we basically feed and water every single day. It's become a really, really good, strong community down there. Okay, it's almost like a second family as such. But we didn't want to step away from the primary reason we were set up, and that was to support guys from the same background as us and their family members, so Armed Forces veterans. So 4 months ago, I think it was, we took over a plot of land behind the cafe. We've totally landscaped it with the help from the RBL, and what we've got there is we've got basically disabled friendly, accessible to all allotments, raised beds that the guys are using. We've got a 35 square metre gym that'll be opening soon. We've got a relaxation area, a sensory garden. We've got a quiet room which doubles up as a therapy room, and it's a little reading room as well. And all of this has been built by our guys and girls. Okay, and it's free to use to our service users. We don't want anyone to feel they can't come down there and use it for what it's meant to be for. And that's what we do. And that's why when someone like James comes along, because it isn't easy getting funding. Okay, it really isn't. We're not a national charity. We're not a national community support project. We have a wide reach, because of what we do on social media. But trying to get money in is almost impossible. And and the cafe, the community hub, that is the hub. That's what we do there. We provide a safe space for people. So when James comes along and he's like, I'm going to put on this comedy night for you guys, that means a hell of a lot to us. We appreciate that he's not the funniest bloke in the world, and we appreciate some people are going to go in there and probably have to use our service afterwards to get over the emotional discomfort.
Well. Yeah.
Okay, but the point is, what he's doing is a good thing. And if you are someone, anything like this, even if it's not your thing, just by buying a ticket and going along, you will make a genuine difference in the community. And everything helps.
I think that's the important thing to sort of note, because sometimes people don't know what they can do to help, and whether or not it does make a difference. And I think you saying that just emphasises the point that even the littlest bit can make a difference. Every little bit does help. Absolutely,
yeah. When we the guys and girls every week, they bring in instant coffee and some tea bags for us, and Tesco's and that have started jumping in on that and giving us that as well now. That goes behind the counter, so guys and girls can come in and have tea and coffee for free. Right, and then we've got a little collection pot on the thing there. We say put £1 in that, and that goes back in towards keeping the place open. And I can't say, it's not all about clinical environments. It's not all about, sort of regimented environments. Just having somewhere that people can go, right, and relax, get their head down if they want, read a book, play a game of chess, listen to some music on our record player, or just go and sit in the quiet garden by themselves, makes all the difference in the world. It really does, and I probably don't see it all of the time because I'm there 7 days a week. We kind of work, myself and Lisa Roshby, who runs the place with me now. People are saying it makes a difference and it's a life changer for some of them. Maybe we don't see that, but that's why we keep on pushing forward, and we will keep on going. I've got a 10-year lease.
Yeah,
I've seen an example. I mean, I don't come from a military background. I have my, talking here, and he's touching about the mental health aspect and the support the hub can give. And I think I know a little bit about that. I've struggled myself, and I've been in there, had a cup of tea, coffee, sausage sandwiches the other day. I've seen all the predominantly, there's women go as well, but ex-military men, you know, and you can hear them chatting, right, and they're talking about their problems and their issues. Now, 10 years ago, I don't think that would have happened. I don't think men would have been so open about it, and it's just because they've got a place of safety they can go and do that. And with Andy, with his personality, and Lisa, they'll say, you can bend their ear and they'll say, right, now I understand, well, let's have a look at what we can do for you. And they can't fix problems, but they can point them in the right direction. And it's lovely, I've watched it develop, I've watched it grow, because I live nearby. I think they helped a neighbour of mine. He passed away a little while ago, and he was in his 80s. He's called Derek, and I really thought he was such a lovely guy, and his wife had died the year before, and I think he was lonely. And I would go around to his house in the evenings and have a cup of tea, and he'd be so pleased to see me. But if he wasn't there, he was up the hub.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
and what the guys did, I know the guys said they'd send a taxi for him. Can you bring David down? David wants to come down because he wanted to be there, and he was so for him it was so vastly important to have this place to go. He was very restricted in his mobility. You know, his wife had passed away the year before. You know, and he was living on his own, and so it's vitally important. So it's not just about the younger generation; it's about the older generations as well. So I think it's bloody brilliant charity. If I'm honest with you, you know, it's absolutely fantastic.
I think it's worth pointing out there when you say about 80, it's all age groups come in there.
It sounds like you've built like quite a community.
We have, yeah. So the oldest guys that come in, they're World War II veterans, you know, and the youngest people are probably about 6 months old. Yeah, students come in there and relax, and it's just got that really good vibe. No one really cares about your ages in there. No one cares about your backgrounds in there. I think everyone understands that we just, we're not trying to paint ourselves as being saints here, but because of the difficulties that myself, I've had, Lisa has had, you know, Darren who originally opened it for me, we're just not going to judge anyone. We've seen too much, been through too much. We just know everyone sometimes needs a bit of a break. You know, and if you only ever come in there just for that coffee, half an hour a week, you know, you've got a safe place to come to.
Yeah.
The cakes are amazing, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
As are the burgers, yeah.
And the sausage butt sandwiches.
They are, yeah, they're brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely superb.
But it's got like a book exchange in the back there as well, which is quite. There's that little library area, people can borrow the books, and there's a guitar in there, and it's just really comfy. It's a really cosy place. It's got a really nice atmosphere.
We don't have that. That's a different venue.
I really like that though, because it sounds like you've made quite a really safe space where people can feel really comfortable just going, especially if they're intimidated or anything like that. It's a very comfortable space where you can just turn up and just get involved, go along and not feel threatened at all. And I think especially with mental health issues as well, where you can feel quite lonely and cut off, that it is just a very open environment. Like you said, nobody's going to judge you. You can literally just go along and not feel judged by anybody when you go.
It's on your own terms as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes people just need space. You know, I think one of the big issues with mental health is, you know, for instance, let's talk about self-harm, which I've done before. You know, and it's not something I want to do, but it's a way. I had to get stuff out of me somehow. And I think as soon as you do it, people straight away, let's get you to hospital, let's get you to a doctor, you've got to take tablets, something. You're like, hold on a second, I just need a bit of space to myself.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, I don't need to be sectioned. I don't need to sit in a circle with a group of people. You know, I don't need to be sort of micromanaged. Actually, what I do need is a safe space I can go to, sort through my head, and if I want to go and talk to someone from a similar background, I can. And that's, for me, I think that's why it works.
Yeah.
You know, we always say everybody needs something different.
I love that as well, that you kind of saw a need and filled it. Where, you know, you put the action into when you saw that it wasn't there maybe for yourself, that you were able to build something that would help you or anybody else in a similar situation.
And that's really important to us. We try it, and we do lots of, I should say, we're not there doing it ourselves. We do what we say on the box. We're a peer support organisation. We've got no specialists there. We don't know anything about finances. We don't know anything about housing. You know, we're not trained therapists or anything like that. So you come to our place, as simple as it sounds, it is just to have a brew and a chat and a hug if you need it. But we've linked ourselves in because we think the only true way you can make a difference for people is to work together. So we've linked in with lots of other local organisations, some national organisations. So if you are a person who actually says, actually, I need more than what you can provide, then we're well placed to put people to where they need to be.
So you can offer that help to them
Absolutely,
as well.
yeah, and it's all tried and tested methods. So because we don't want to mess people about, and we don't want to push people from pillar to post. We make sure we understand where we're sending them. We make sure we know it's work, because we've got people coming back to us saying it's work for them.
Fantastic. So how can people support the Veterans Hub if they wanted to?
Well, go to events like this, obviously.
You had a good event yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, so yesterday we went out with, it's Weymouth Police, basically, a guy called Sean Ford. He organised a 20-mile walk with a load of off-duty officers just to raise money for us. So we went and joined in on that, and that was a really good day out, because actually, as well as raising awareness of what we're doing, raising money for us, it also proved that you don't have to be in a clinical environment to get help, because actually, a whole day of walking together, we're all talking. Some people were actually using it as a form of therapy. They were getting stuff off their chests, so to speak. So it's a really good day out. One of our lads is arranging a quiz and auction night towards the end of the month, towards the end of October, and he's doing that off his own back, and it's going to be at the Wykes Social Club. It's There could be a quiz night, an auction night, and again, all the funds that could be coming into us. So that's how people can help. Get involved in things like the comedy night. Get involved in the fundraising events that are taking place. Buy tickets for this. Buy tickets for the quiz and auction night, or just come into our place. Okay, sit down, have a brew. That makes a massive difference. It really does. I can't. You buy coffee from us, that money's keeping the place open. If you come in and sit with someone and talk to them and make them feel like actually they're not a social outcast, that they're a valued member of society, that makes a massive difference as well.
Yeah, so just remind the listeners again, where are you located?
Where are you located? Where's the hub located? Portland Road,
good point. Thank you very much.
We're
Portland Road. If you know where Domino's is, fish and chip shop, Bits and Bobs, the art and craft shop. There's an alleyway beside that. Go down there and we're there.
Fantastic.
Okay, and it'll be deceiving. You'll walk down the alleyway and think I'm sending you down there because you're going to get mugged or something like that. And there's a little oasis.
I keep falling for you, don't I?
Correct.
Yeah.
Every single time. Yeah, that's why you're so broke.
Do you have opening times?
Yeah, so we're open to the public. We're open Tuesday to Saturday. So that's 5 days a week. Yeah, 10 till 4. If you're armed forces is still serving, you're a veteran or you're a family member of one of that, fall into that bracket.
Yeah.
Every Thursday night, so tonight 7 till 9 p.m. It's our social night really. It doesn't cost a thing on a Thursday night. It's just free cake, tea, coffee. It's a really good social environment. Every Saturday morning from 9 till 10, if you bang on the gate and you want to come in for a bacon butty or something like that, you can before we open to the public.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
And of course you've got the comedy night coming up.
Yeah.
Can you just remind everybody how can they get tickets, when it is?
Saturday, not this Saturday, Saturday after, 5th of October, 7:30 doors open, 8 p.m. start. You can get tickets from the pub, the White Smugglers, from myself online, which the details will be on the website www.heckleandsquelchcomedy.co.uk, or just go at Heckle and Squelch into Facebook and just click find the event, and it's all on there, and from the Veterans Hub as well. And then so that's the one on 5th of October. Then the following one, which is in the process of being organised, but again we'll be supporting both charities, is 16th of November, and that's up on Portland. Details will be on the website and the Facebook soon. So yeah, that'll be it.
Fantastic. Well, I wish you all the best with all of with the comedy night and with the Veterans Hub, and keeping that going as well. Thank you so much for coming into the studio today. It's been fantastic talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Have a nice evening. Thank the audience. Can you just thank the audience as well before you go?
Yeah, definitely.
One thing I should have mentioned is that without the audiences coming to the comedy nights, okay, there is no fundraising, with me. So and to come along, be a good audience, enjoy it, obviously have a laugh. But when I ask people, say, do you mind buying a charity a drink? That's all it costs, buy them a drink. If everyone does that, £2-3 each, that's not a bad little amount of money for us having a laugh. So I want to thank the audience for every show that I've put on, just for being great, and this new audience that's going to come along. So thank you for coming. Those that already are, there are a few tickets still going, so please get in touch.
Definitely, and so if you go along, every little bit's going to make a difference.
Yep. Everything will do. Thank you in advance to everyone. Going to come along.
There you go, watch this space, or make sure you check it out. That is the Heckle and Squelch Comedy Club, and their event is happening on October the 5th. Check it out, all the information is on their Facebook page at Heckle and Squelch.